Thor's hammer Mjölnir is the most iconic weapon in Norse mythology. But how did Thor come to wield this legendary weapon? It all began when Loki, the god of mischief, decided it would amuse him to cut the beautiful golden hair of Sif, Thor's wife, while she slept. And somehow, the so-called cunning god didn't stop for even 1 second to consider the consequences of pissing off Thor, the last person in the universe you should ever prank. Thor caught him instantly and threatened to break every bone in his body for what he'd done. But Loki begged to be released. He promised to make things right, swearing that he would travel to Svartalfheim, the realm of the dwarves, and convince them to craft Sif, the most beautiful hair in all the 9 realms. While Loki was on his way to the dwarves, he was already plotting. He needed a way to trick them into helping him. And he knew one thing for sure. Dwarves were proud. So proud that they would never back down from a challenge involving their craftsmanship. So he went to 2 separate dwarf families who were well-known rivals, the sons of Ivaldi and the brothers Brokkr and Sindri. Visiting the sons of Ivaldi first, Loki told them that the gods had announced a grand tournament to decide who were the greatest craftsmen in all the 9 realms. Each dwarf family, he claimed, would have to create gifts for the gods, and he casually mentioned that Brokkr and Sindri had already begun their work. Then Loki went to Brokkr and Sindri to tell them the same story. But unlike the sons of Ivaldi, they didn't seem convinced. So Loki did what Loki always does. He attacked their pride. He bet his own head that they would lose the tournament. After they accepted the challenge, Loki had to make sure Brokkr and Sindri would lose the tournament. So he transformed into a fly and snuck into their forge while they were working. Inside the forge, Brokkr was pumping the bellows while Sindri worked the magic. But there was one rule. Brokkr couldn't stop, not even for a heartbeat, or the entire creation would be ruined. So Loki got to work. As a fly, he bit Brokkr's hand, but Brokkr kept working. Then he bit his neck, still no reaction. Brokkr kept pumping the bellows like a machine. But when they began forging the final item, Loki went for the worst spot imaginable. He bit Brokkr right on the eyelid, hard enough to draw blood. And for just a moment, Brokkr flinched. For a split second, Brokkr let go of the pump. And that was all it took. Or at least, that's what Loki thought. When it was time to present the gifts to the gods, the sons of Ivaldi went first. Their first gift was the golden hair Loki had promised. The moment it touched Sif's head, it bound itself to her scalp, and she looked more beautiful than ever. Their second gift was for Odin, a one-of-a-kind spear, a weapon so perfectly crafted that it could pierce anything. Straight, flawless, and impossibly balanced. This was Gungnir, the spear that would become Odin's deadliest symbol of power. And their final gift was for Freyja, Skidbladnir, the greatest ship ever built. It always caught the wind, no matter the weather, could carry the entire host of the gods, and when the journey was over, it could be folded up and carried in a pocket like a piece of cloth. After that, Brokkr stepped forward to present the gifts forged by him and Sindri. Their first gift was Gullinbursti, a golden boar that could run faster than any horse and whose shining bristles lit the darkest roads. Their second gift was Draupnir, a golden ring that magically created 8 new rings every 9 nights, a symbol of endless wealth. And the third gift was for Thor, a hammer called Mjölnir. Its handle was noticeably short, and Loki smirked the moment he saw the obvious flaw. But Brokkr quickly explained its true power. The hammer would never shatter, never miss its target, and would always return to the wielder's hand when thrown. The gods were beyond impressed, and they awarded the title of the greatest craftsman to Brokkr and Sindri
But when Brokkr stepped forward to claim Loki's head, the payment he had bet, Loki immediately tried to escape. He argued that Brokkr could take his head, but he wasn't allowed to touch his neck. The gods agreed, and the dwarves, furious but bound by the rules, settled for sewing Loki's mouth shut instead. And from that day on, Mjölnir became Thor's greatest weapon, a flawed hammer born from rivalry, sabotage, and dwarven mastery, yet destined to shape the legends of the gods.